spinning.
Oh my God.
It's still spinning. Are we
Oh
there?
my God. I think we're here. Oh my God. We're live. Oh oh my God. Kevin Gardner. I am so sorry. Say hello to Kevin Gardner, gang.
Hi,
Extraordinaire. He is fantastic. I was stupid enough. I upgraded my computer to have Kevin on the show with a fresh new. So we're 18 minutes late. I almost cried. It's fine, right?
Totally fine.
I almost cried. All right. So, oh my God. Thank God. Kevin, thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for being patient.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes, you are such an amazing actor, honey. Look, it just froze.
We will get through this together.
You're going to have to.
No, it's just, all right, well, we're going to trust that it's going out there.
You're going to have to peel me off the floor. I'm actually in tears.
No, we're going again.
We're going. We're good. But if you move, it goes.
All right, I'm not going to move.
Oh, Kevin. Now, all right. So let's get back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, tell me. Kevin's from New York, right? You're a New Yorker.
Upstate New York. So I want to clarify, for those who are in New York City, it's a different thing. Near Albany, about 3 hours north of the city.
He's closer to Canada than actually Manhattan.
Yes.
But when did you know you wanted to be an actor? I like to look this way because I like to look at the audience. And hi, we have two people on. Ask any questions if you like.
You know what? I was thinking about this. I think was my first grade production of Alice in Wonderland. I was the Ace of Hearts.
Oh, come on. That's so much.
Yes.
God.
We're painting the roses red, and never a tear will shed. We dare not stop or waste a drop, so let the paint be spread.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. I used to love school plays too. I played the Virgin Mary in the Christmas thing. I held the baby. Yeah, I actually held the baby. I held the baby in the thing. All right. So essentially, like, you knew from the very beginning, this was what the dream that you were going to follow. Did you have any crazy jobs, or did you dive right into acting?
You know what? I do remember in fourth grade that all of a sudden someone asked me what I wanted to do, and I said that I wanted to be a teacher.
Oh, wow.
So that was sort of out of left field, but yet I had always been involved in my church. We would do programs, the Christmas program, the pageant, and all of those kinds of things. So I was always doing it, and then being directed because of my grades in school. I had really good grades, so people pushed me
easy breezy,
academic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was sort of up to me to just keep going, ooh, I'd like to do this. I'd like to, try that.
What kind of teacher? Did you have any specific thing that you wanted to teach?
At the time, no, I didn't. And even to this day, I think when I look back through all the corporate jobs and all the jobs that I've had, I'm the one that comes and says, okay, let me explain how your computer works. Let me explain how this application works. And so there's just a natural inclination, I think, that I have. And luckily, an acting
you're bossy. You're naturally bossy? No, kidding. Kidding. Go ahead. Kidding.
Pot calling. I even actually, an acting class that I started about 2017.
Oh, wow.
After 9 months there, I said, I think I want to move on and try something else. And she
within the formal academic area?
No, out here.
Oh, fantastic.
A private class.
Oh, wow.
And so she came to me and she said, you really picked up my technique. Would you ever consider substitute teaching in my class? So it keeps coming back.
Oh, yeah.
That's just something that I think I have in me that I'm able to.
Oh, you're so patient. You're so wonderful. Even you really, 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 even in the group, we're all together. That's how I met Kevin. This is where I met all these wonderful people.
The Writers Actors Lab. Lee Darlington started, 30 years ago. I went, how I found out about it?
Wow.
Lee runs the SAG after orientation.
Exactly.
And even though I had been a member of SAG for 20 years or so, when I moved back 4 years ago, I went to the orientation and said, I'm fully throwing myself back into acting and I'm going to start from the beginning.
Wow.
So I went to the orientation and met Lee, and she said, I have this great group on Monday night. Now, that year for me was about not saying no to anything.
Exactly.
Just risking it all. Anything that made me feel uncomfortable, just go for it and see what happens. And it's been one of the most beneficial things that I think that I got involved in.
That group changed my life, changed my time in LA.
Yeah.
It's just priceless, just priceless. Well, you're naturally a wonderful actor, but what people don't realize is that you practice all the time. Like, I hear a lot of people, young people, I say, what are you doing for practice? Oh, nothing. But they don't realize that it's a practice, and that's what you do.
I practice, and you do have to constantly be working. It is a craft, and even for people that will go to class once a week, sometimes I say to them, but then what are you doing outside of class? You have friends, you could get together and read a scene or just do something. Are you watching enough shows? Are you watching not just the series you like, but go outside your comfort zone, watch something else, see what's out there and get a sense of, where you see yourself fitting in this.
Yeah, you have to really stretch yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing three different things, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I'm not even an actor, really. I just, you know what I mean?
Well, in my mind, you are.
Well, you know what I mean? I read your bio. I'm going to show you on the phone.
Okay.
I was going to print it, and I'm like, the days of printing are over. But Kevin has like 5 pages of work.
I was really lucky. And let me tell you, the first job that I ever got, when I was very young at home, there were no opportunities in film. I was interested in theater mostly.
Wow.
But something came up, and I don't know why, but I went to audition. I think it was through a company back then called Childfind.
Yikes.
Like those where we're trying to help kids. It's information, one of those horrible things that you see at school. And I actually got cast as a child molester.
I was going to say, I didn't even like that.
I kept it on my resume.
As a child molester?
I kept it on my resume for years because it would be something that would draw them into, they wanted to meet me and go, "You're a child molester?"
You just a child molester?
It was, we literally went to some neighborhood and we went in the basement and we were playing that old-fashioned game Doctor. And I started to go, "Oh, how about you pull your shirt up?" I mean, we never went further than that, but it was just so eerie and weird.
That is so
But that was my
creepy.
first film job.
I mean, who makes a movie about a pervert? Who makes a movie about, can you see it? Of course you can't see it because this is how everything else is going today, and I really don't care. But if you could see it, let's just make believe like you could see it. Kevin, this is all, look at all the work. I mean.
And that's just, a limited version of everything.
You can't see it, and I'm going to close this, but you can't see it, but it's literally 4 or 5 pages, just an abridged version of all. I just keep it on the screen. All your work.
But that's what it goes back to, is like, just take the jobs. Take the job. Keep learning. Keep growing. You're going to start with the smaller, if you're lucky, you're probably going to have the smaller, roles.
Yeah.
And then hopefully you'll be around the people that you can watch and learn from and get better and better. I'm kind of on the fence because I'm sort of a proponent of organized study. Like, I got into NYU.
Yeah, like we're in organized. NYU, LA, I
went to HB Studio in New York City, the American Academy of Dramatic Arts.
Wow. NYU has always been a dream of mine, which I don't know what I'll do at 90. How was the program? Fantastic?
The American Academy was
better.
That was what I wanted to be. Yes.
The Tisch.
Yes. Because it's a conservatory program. And
it's a conservatory.
Even though I was really good with my grades, and that's where school counselors, urge you to, especially in a small town, you really need to have something to fall back on. And with your grades, you should go to a 4-year school. So I got in and I went for 1 semester, and I immediately knew this is not for me.
Oh, the Tisch in New York? Yeah. Wow.
It's not for me, and I'm going to come out with a lot of debt.
Yeah.
And I had always been seeing the American Academy, because when you look at a college book, American Academy of Dramatic Arts is almost first.
Yeah, because of the A. It's alphabetical
Every
order.
time I'd see it. And then finally when I left NYU, I said, that's where I want to go. And so that's, and I knew that I didn't like New York City. Yeah. I was there back when 42nd Street was.
Yeah, me too. I'm 58 years old, honey.
Well, I just turned 50.
Yeah.
So
there was no Disney in 42nd Street when we were roaming.
So I knew that I didn't like the city. And so the American Academy had a West Coast branch. Wow. So I auditioned in the city and then said, I want to go out there. And they said, we don't really like to send people out unless you've been to visit. Have you? And I said, no, but that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
You
want my money in that? Yeah. And what makes sense? If you're going to be in the industry, you need to be in LA anyway. Yeah. So it's, and what year was this that you went? I moved out here in 1989. And when did you, and I have to bring it up, and we're just going to switch straight over. When did you get into Save the Bell? I mean, he's in so many episodes, 20 episodes of Save the Bell. I mean,
Saved by the Bell,
Saved by the Bell, the new class.
The new class. So it was after the kids were growing up. In fact, the heyday when Saved by the Bell was the big thing.
It was huge.
So they went on to the college years, and then they started the new version, Saved by the Bell, the new class. And so I went in to read. And I remember actually being ballsy enough to say to the casting director, because I was 24.
Wow, you were so young.
But I looked so young. I had more hair back then. And
You're 24 now?
So I said to them, could I please audition for the college years? And I mean, it was so, I have hairy arms. And so they're like, just, button your shirt all the way to the top.
Like a young baby in it.
But they were like, pull your sleeves down. And the casting director said, I really want you to be in the new class.
You were great. You were such a nerd.
And you know what's amazing about that job is that they hired me as a stand-in. So from episode 1, I got to be on set all the time. So that I was standing in.
So even though if you weren't working, you got to see the whole show. You got to see how it worked.
Yes, and then the writers got to know me because I was around all the time.
Wow.
So then they started to write. Milton was my character name. I was the nerd in the hall. We were the ones that would always make something happen. And then
Let's start from the beginning.
Check the bottom of your cup. There's a lucky star. You win 1 year's free admission. Yeah. Sorry. That's the 3rd time that's happened to me today.
Oh
I'm
my
asking
God.
the manager for a poncho.
I love it.
I mean, it was 3 years.
Wow.
How lucky, relatively soon out of college, that I was on it. Now, I had studied, and I thought, I'm a...
Now, where did you shoot? What studio was this in?
NBC.
Oh, NBC. Where's
Burbank.
NBC? Burbank.
Yeah. And right near the
You were
Tonight
here
Show.
all by yourself. You came.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where I was so afraid that people thought that's who I was.
Oh, of course.
That I was this
you get
nerdy
typecast
guy.
this nerdy guy.
Because, I got picked on as a kid
You
growing
played
up that I was
the
kind of...
pervert first, not a nerd. Honey, better be typecast the nerd than the pervert.
I guess,
Yes.
but I was really fighting internally about it. And so we got to like season 3, and I remember talking to my agent about it, and she said to me, well, you've been around for a while, like keep recurring, maybe a little bit of money.
Money?
I mean, I was paid, but I was paid scale. And so they're like, 3 seasons in, I'm one of the regulars that keeps coming back, and so they sort of said, no.
They said no.
Because it's a dime a dozen. You can find nerdy guys to play these characters.
You are not a dime a dozen. Hi, Joy. Say hi to Joy. She says hi.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Hi, Joy.
And so it was a difficult transition where I actually went, okay, then we're just going to move on, because I was being prevented from auditioning for other things that I wanted to do because I was on set all the time.
Right.
And I remember.
And they made you stand in all day and didn't want to give you any money either? Wow.
Well, no, when you work as a stand-in, you get paid.
Yeah.
But it was
but the scale, as you said,
because as a stand-in, you're there like the first 3 days, and then when the other people come in for their roles, you tell them what they're going to do, and then they take over. But if I was in the show,
you already knew.
If I was in the show, I would be there 5 days a week.
Wow.
And so I really, a couple times I said, I've got an audition. Could I just leave for 2 hours? No.
Wow.
And I get it. You need people. We've hired you. You're here. You're committed.
Yeah.
And
what was scale at that time? What'd you get paid?
Oh God, I don't even remember.
Was it even $100?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely more,
Yeah.
because even back then,
I was
even
gonna say.
working as a background person, I think was probably close to 100. I was really lucky.
Yeah.
In 1993,
Yeah.
I got my SAG card, my AFTRA card, and my equity card all in 1 year.
Wow. $100 was a lot of money in 1993.
Yes.
That was good wage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was under the impression that you had to pay $3,000 a year for the SAG card. I did not realize that that enormous fee was only one time.
It's orientation.
Right.
And that's now. When I joined, I think AFTRA was $600, SAG was $800, and equity was probably, I don't know, $9,000 or $1,000, something like that.
Wow. But they've joined. Changed a lot? The SAG.
Yeah. It's changed quite a lot.
So, I have like 5 pages of shows, and you're in this Saved by the Bell, the new version, and then you're like you say I'm out of here, and then what's next? I mean, you just start taking regular auditions, or?
I did, and it was really difficult because I was 24, working with 14-year-olds, truly 14-year-olds, and I'd be standing on the set, and I'd look at them and think, does no one see? I don't look like them, but somehow they just kept me going.
Wow.
And so when I said to my agent, I really want to do more adult stuff, and she only represented people. She had represented kids and then moved up to young adults because her kids were growing up. She didn't want to lose them.
Yeah.
And we all have this fight of, I need an agent, I want an agent. Well, here I was taking all of this for granted because it had happened so quickly.
Right.
That I said to my agent, maybe I need to move on and get an adult agent, an agent who represents adults. Well, I threw myself into the adult pool and everything stopped.
Yeah.
Because that 18 to look younger is such a really prime category that you just need to stay there, because when you're over 18, but you can play under 18, there's no social worker on the set, there's no teacher. You're really a commodity in demand for studios.
Right.
But I didn't know because it was so simple. And so when I went to interview with my first agent after this, I can so distinctly remember him looking at me and saying, "You quit a job because you wanted to do dramatic roles." He said, "You never turn down a paying job. You do theater after hours."
Right.
And it was sort of like the slap in the face of, this is the business side of this. You've got to understand. Again, it came so easy to me that I was willing to turn it down.
Yeah, you thought that's how easy it was. I'll leave here, I'll go get my next gig.
Not
so many people, the 18, the young market, the breaks go on as adults, and just even Macaulay Culkin, right?
Yes.
I mean,
so there was a big period there where I just started to, I backed off. I sort of did a lot of theater. A lot of us actors, we all of a sudden fall into a corporate job. I worked at Walt Disney Studios at the corporate offices.
Oh, yeah.
So then all of a sudden I had benefits and I had, 40-hour work week and vacation.
What did you do?
I worked in one of the departments that did all of the printing. So we would outsource the printing for the movie posters and the business cards and the forms and all that kind of stuff. Like, right there on the lot.
Wow, fantastic.
And it just felt like.
So that was easy too. You found a good job in Disney Burbank. I love that. Have you been, Julia, been to the studio at Disney? Loved it.
It's like a campus.
It's such an amazing.
And it was.
I drove past it.
Yeah.
I drove.
Oh yeah.
It was.
I did a cater waiter gig in there like 4 months ago.
It was a wonderful, wonderful place, and it was before they bought ABC and became this, huge thing. It was still the Disney studio, which felt like a family.
Cute. It's got the ears out front.
Yes.
It's just delicious.
So it was a really nice break in my life, but I was like, you know what? If you're an actor, I think it's always going to gnaw at you, and you're going to know that. And I think because there are friends of mine who are really talented but don't understand the business side of acting, and they eventually drift away and they don't come back. And I feel like if you're meant to do this, you're always going to have it there, and it's going to have to come back out. And so I say, ride that wave. Don't push yourself. Don't beat yourself, your head against the wall, because if it's not working, that's not benefiting anyone. So take a break, sort of recharge that artistic energy, and then come back with, a more dedicated attack. And that's why when I moved back here about 4 years ago now, that's when I said, you know what? I took enough time off. I did some theater when I was living back east. Yeah.
Oh, you went back east?
I did. I lived here for 15 years, and then I finally got to the point where nothing was happening. And I just felt like I hadn't been around my family who were on the East Coast.
Yeah. We all get an itch to go home and see our family. Yeah. It's a struggle sometimes when you're away for a long time.
It really is. And you don't realize those
and then you're
years
there for
have
a year
passed.
and you're like, okay, bye.
Sometimes you're there for 2 months and then you go.
Am I wrong? Am I right? Yeah, you're there for a month. And
I moved back for like 10 years.
Wow. I take a vacation now. I moved back many times too.
But
you get homesick. You do get homesick.
I did a ton of
Do you get homesick? Yeah.
So
New York was great.
That was the shift. So then all of a sudden I did
in Manhattan, right? Did you do that one-man play? Oh, did you do the one-man play?
I did in 2018, I did my first solo show, which if no one has ever done it, it is the most satisfying, terrifying experience I think any actor can do, because you are out there, and this show was about an hour and 10 minutes long, so it's just me.
Hour and 10 minutes.
It was interactive. I was in the audience with them.
Oh, I had
actually having to. It was partially scripted.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say an hour and a half script, just you. I mean, how do you do it?
It's
partially scripted.
Mainly scripted.
Yeah.
But there's opportunities where you can engage them, and so it's called Every Brilliant Thing. Look it up. It's.
I did. I looked it up today. It was amazing.
Oh my God! Wonderful, wonderful piece.
A bunch of different people did it. One was from New York. One was from
And if I could do it again and find other places to do it, I absolutely would. It was just so satisfying. Just incredible. I mean, there's nothing like theater.
Wow, what an opportunity. When you got cast to that, did it blow your mind? I mean, that must be like...
Well, this is again where I have really learned networking is so important. I knew when I had lived back there for those 10 years, I got to know my friend Carol Max, who runs the Curtain Call Theater in Latham, New York. Wow. Little plug. And they just renovated their theater like 2 years prior. And so I went back to visit, and she said, there's a show that I want to go and see with you. So we went to see the show. And after it was over, I was blown away.
Wow.
And she turned to me and said, would you like to do it?
Wow.
I mean, how nice when someone just offers
When
you
you get
something.
offered,
Yeah.
because you're so talented.
Yeah.
It was just like that. Would you like to do it?
Yeah. And so
Wow.
it was, again, one of those things that I had to question. Now I'm going to leave LA where I just put all my energy back into,
Right.
make myself unavailable for 2 months.
Yeah.
But you know what?
But
You
so
live
what?
once.
Oh,
And there was nothing like this. So I was like, I have to actually do
that'd be
this.
crazy to turn that down. Kevin, Deion Sam, who's Kevin studying with now? Who are you studying with now? Besides Lee.
Sadly, I'm not really studying with
Yeah.
anyone. The person that I work with is Lauren Chatama. Her program is called Intentional Acting. And so even though I say I'm not studying, I find when I substitute teach, I'm learning just as much as the students are.
Are you currently substitute teaching still?
Yeah.
Wow.
So when she needs me, I fill in, and it's both cold reading and then the people bring in material.
Wow.
And so
that's the whole class?
Yeah.
Is the cold reading?
3 hours.
I love it. That's the
3-hour
best
class.
way to learn.
Yeah.
3 hours of cold reading and doing it.
No. The first hour is probably cold reading.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
And then after that, it would be if people have monologues they want to work
You
on
act
or
it out.
scenes they want to work on, then we just sort of apply her technique to them. But I will say,
And what is her technique, intentional acting? What is that?
she has 9 questions that
Yeah.
she said you have to ask
Yeah.
for everything. And
Yeah.
it could be simple things like, and this, as many different techniques that are out there, she tried to, bring it down to just 9 questions. What's your relationship? What do you want? Why do you need it now? Who's the most important person in the scene? What are you listening for? And as you get used to this, the idea is that you should be able to go into an audition, look at a piece of material, answer those questions, and go right in.
Oh, wow.
And so after working with her for 9 months, that's when I started the book.
That's awesome.
Because it was every week,
Right.
like going to the gym every week. I was new material.
Yeah, that's the best way, that new material.
And that's where we can just, as actors, this is where we're talking about, working on your own.
Yeah.
If you have a membership to Actors Access, which is, used to be breakdown services, it's all connected.
Yeah.
We as actors can see actual sides that are available and download up to 24 of them every day.
Wow.
So there is
where is this?
Actors Access.
Oh, wow.
So there is no reason why we should not be out there downloading sides, finding a friend, working on material.
I have a friend who's looking for
shows.
monologues. I'll tell them now, Director's Access. Yeah. Wow. That's phenomenal. Yeah, it took me 6 months to find a character besides me in Lee's group. But like the 6th month, I finally started feeling like that I was actually being the person that I was supposed to be instead of me reading these lines off the paper.
And I got to tell you, that same thing happened when I started with Lauren. I also have gone to, I had joined, SAG-AFTRA has a conservatory, which I really highly recommend. And every summer they do what they call the Summer Intensive, where they take over the AFI campus.
Wow.
And for 2 days straight, you take, I think you can squeeze in probably 10, 12 classes from random teachers around.
Free?
Well, the conservatory membership is $45 for a year.
Oh my God.
And that includes that entire
basically
weekend.
Free. Wow.
And so I took the class, and she was the one that just, resonated with me. And so when I signed up with her, all the notes that she kept giving me when I would do these cold reads was, it feels a little Tim Gunn-like. And I thought, okay, well, maybe that's my thing. And so then she's like, you're more than that.
Wow.
And so she just kept pushing me to go, okay, you've got that. Something else.
Wow.
Tap into something
else. Finally. Tap into something else.
Because we can so get stuck in our lane and feel like that's what I have to offer until you get that audition, and then you go, well, oh, that doesn't feel right for me. I don't know that I can do that role.
Yeah.
We can do more than we think we can do.
Exactly.
You've got to exercise the muscle.
Exercise the muscle, man. Get out of that one lane where you think, okay, here's this girl, she's going to play this Jersey role, and that's going to be the end of it. You know what I mean? And there's so many vast, characters. Once you start training, man, it blows my mind. It blew my mind, and it continues to blow my mind how much just using that muscle, like you say, is really, really what just changes everything. So, okay, so you go back to New York, then you do this play, and then you come back to LA, and you've got this list, you've got this, and we always have to talk about Big Little Lies. I don't care if you were on screen or weren't on screen. That's like everybody's most current favorite show, man. I mean, that's epic when you know.
I was over the moon. I mean, I'd seen the first season, and then when I got called in, I actually got called in once.
Wow.
And I thought I did okay, but then
through your agent.
Through my
agent, yeah.
Didn't book it. It's a very nice office, very calm, very professional.
Where is the office? Not that I want everybody to run.
Believe it or not, and you would never find it.
Yeah, you can't find
it. the Grove at the farmer's market.
Wow, really?
He has an office above the farmer's market.
Could dig that out. Wow.
So anyway, so I auditioned once and I was like, oh shoot, I really wanted to, this is a show that I really want to be a part of. And so then a couple episodes later, they called me back and had me come in. And this was also one where I came in unprepared, and then in the office they go, oh, and here's another role. Could you just look at that real quick too? So again, being prepared, doing it every week.
Asking those questions.
No problem.
Yeah.
Off booking a page, I go in, do them both. And I was like, I knew I had done well. So sure enough, it was a pretty quick turnaround. Then all of a sudden they're like, okay, we want you. And it was 3 days, a really small part.
Cares?
I know. Like we do really shoot up.
There's no small
Monterey.
parts in Big Little Lies in Monterey. You're shooting in Monterey.
Yes, we're gonna fly you up.
Yeah, they're flying you up.
And you'll be there for 3 days. Now the scene that I was doing was with Reese Witherspoon and I can't think of his name, the guy that plays her husband.
Oh,
Tony.
Don't look at me for names.
It'll come to me in a second. But
Julia!
anyway, so we're there and it's just pristine. We're looking out at the coast and the water, and we were in our trailers most of the day. We were literally on set for the whole thing, 3 hours.
Wow.
But it was just so incredible. Adam Scott. Yes, thank you,
darling.
And so they were terrific to work with. I mean, the director was wonderful.
Wow.
Absolutely great experience. And then, of course,
did you work directly with Reese Witherspoon?
Oh,
Your
I
lines
gave
were
her a
with
big old hug.
Oh, fantastic.
So it was a therapy session.
Oh.
So now if you were to look
You
at
a therapist? You were the therapist?
No, I was one of the couples. It
Oh,
was
I
couples
love
therapy.
it. The couples therapy.
So then we're waiting because now when they shoot these shows, they shoot all the episodes. So you have to wait almost a year before you can ever see it because they have to get them all done and then they launch the whole season. This was on HBO.
Right.
And so we're waiting and we think it's coming. We finally, it's here. And we go to watch and they whittled the scene down to probably 30 seconds. And there were only 2 of us, me and the woman who played my wife, that we were at the bottom of the totem pole. So we were never shown. So we were cut out, no residuals. But I have the experience.
One little thing on camera and you get residuals.
Yes.
They get in, they get out. That's what they teach in film school. Get in and get out, right?
Yep.
And they did that. Wow.
But still, like you said, I had the experience because it was nerve-wracking. Can you tell you the night before going, oh my God,
I wouldn't even
Oscar
sleep.
winner, Reese Witherspoon.
Witherspoon.
I have no idea what the scene is really because it was so secretive they didn't give us a script.
Wow.
They were like,
that show's epic.
It's a therapy session. We're just going to sort of, see what happens.
Her and the husband, because she's such a cheetah-weeta. That's such a good show. Blows my mind. Blows my mind. So, okay, so Big Little Lies. So you're more on TV than film. You doing any narrative films? I mean,
no. And that's this is again where it comes down to when you are looking for agents. You really do have to discuss with your agent what's your lane.
Yeah.
Some people are independent films. Some people are feature films. Some people are TV only. Some people are maybe sitcoms only. And so my agent seems to be geared toward TV. Yeah. And I would like to reach out a little bit into the film world, but everything that I've been doing.
TV's so amazing right now.
Yeah.
My God, the shows. I mean, who needs film when you have you did shows on Netflix. I mean, so many.
I've been really lucky. I'm sorry?
You were on The Politician.
I was on The Politician for a moment. I've been really lucky when I look back at what's happened over the last 3 years. It's not just one network. It's been Fox. It's been ABC. Netflix.
Yeah.
I have something on Showtime that's going to be coming out. I think I just saw March 22nd is when season 2 of Black Monday with Don Cheadle comes back.
Oh my God, Black Monday is amazing, that show.
The first time I got to do my own stunt.
Wow.
We were there for 5 days.
Can you tell us? I know.
I can't tell you anything. I mean, it's one of those things where they're shooting back between, I can say we're in a bank.
Okay,
and we're shooting back forth between the people outside at the teller windows and the people that are in this conference room in the back. So this is one where it's like, okay, don't just watch for a minute. I'm probably going to be through the whole show.
Wow.
And
that's phenomenal. Black Monday's an amazing show. Do you see Black Monday? Oh my God,
it's on Showtime. It's one of those. It's like ooh,
so good.
I hate to say
blonde from no, I love Showtime. The blonde-headed guy who plays the guy just got the divorce, who was real shy in the beginning, who turned out to be the smartest one at all. They're all amazing.
Reynolds.
I mean, that show, every actor on that show just brings it to the next level, He gets to be on Black Mondays.
So yes, so very exciting.
Fantastic.
It's really amazing
Wow.
because last September I booked 3 jobs all within a course of maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
Wow.
And shot them all at the same time. So Last Man Standing with Tim Allen and Nancy
I
Travis
saw the whole thing. I
came out
watched
on
it
Fox
all.
a couple weeks ago.
Did you see Last Man Standing? Yeah, it's amazing.
And
I
then
don't
that's
watch
coming
shows
out in
like that.
March.
It's great.
And then I've got a new Mindy Kaling show that will be coming out, I think in the fall. It's
Wow.
called Never Have I Ever.
Wow, never have I ever.
So
Amazing.
How's Tim Allen? Because I've seen him before.
Look
and
at you,
he's
yeah.
very
Give us
serious.
the tea, honey.
You know-
As he says, give us the tea.
okay, so this is one of those things where like my first job ever
Mm.
that got me my AfterCard
Mm.
was on the original Roseanne show.
Wow.
So that used to be the question people would ask me was, how was Roseanne?
Right.
And believe it or not, working on that show, I was blown away by her. I could not
Wow.
believe the professionalism. She was on set for every scene, even when she wasn't in something. She'd be in the middle of a scene rehearsing and then go, no, I think we want to go back to the line we had the other day. I mean, I just
She knew exactly what she
knew
wanted.
exactly what she wanted.
She was in charge of her career.
Yes.
I love it.
And then when the audience came in, she turned on the Roseanne that everybody sort of
That she
came
made
to.
the money, honey.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so in the case of Tim Allen, he was lovely. He absolutely was lovely with me. Nancy
He
Travis was
starts with
lovely.
he's lovely. That's not good. Yeah.
No. My sense was that, I don't know if it was an off day. He seemed to be frustrated, and I think he was more frustrated with the script.
Mm.
And I think that's what I was seeing,
Wow.
is that he, again, it's his show.
Our face
and
is frozen. Yeah.
We're back.
Okay.
I have to stop moving.
Me
I
too.
think that's what's causing us
No,
to freeze.
it's us. It's me.
So
So you was frustrated with the script.
exactly, and
Yeah.
that's when you take
Not
a step
challenging
back.
enough, you
And
think?
I think there was a narrative line that was going through that he didn't understand.
What line was that?
It was a whole through line.
Oh,
I think it was
the
his
theme going
interaction with the
through.
parents.
Oh,
And
I see.
he was really, I think a lot of people look at these sitcoms and go, oh, they're simple. They just go in, they read a couple of lines and it's jokes.
Yeah.
He was really breaking it down to go, I don't understand why they're coming into my house.
Wow.
Why do they have a key? Why are they doing this?
Really?
And so-
I thought that was where you went for wine. They went for the wine tasting.
Yes, but in the whole episode, because what I did was,
Mm.
as soon as I got there, I sat in a director's chair and watched every scene that they rehearsed.
Wow.
That's what you got to do is when
Yeah.
you get on a set, don't hang out in your dressing room and then just wait to be called.
Mm.
You can go and hang out and watch and see how these professionals who have been in
Wow.
the industry forever are working. Why not?
Sure.
And so that's what I got to see was how truly detail oriented he was about what the characters were doing and if it made sense.
Wow.
And so that's why I think everyone just wants me to go, oh my God, Tim Allen, he was so much fun. But he was really focused.
Tim the Tool Man. Yeah.
He was really focused and I think struggling that week. There was
Wow.
something in the storyline that was just not really resonating or didn't connect with him. And I'm not then involved in, when they go back to the writers and have to rewrite and
Yeah.
because I was in only one scene where I was a wine tasting
Yeah, you
instructor.
were great.
So
Yeah, and it was like I watched it like 5 times because it's shocking to me that I actually know people that are really making it. I'm like, here's an opportunity to really see somebody that's really just getting, that's out there and doing it, and and it's just so accessible and so kind, and just full of information, and I just love you for that. But I wanted to talk a little bit about your things that you put up on YouTube. I mean, you're a writer. You have the funniest sense of humor. He puts up videos on YouTube of his travels and things like that.
yes. Now
Yeah.
this started way back in probably like 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're about somewhere after there.
Do you mind if I show a part?
No, not at all.
I'm going to show you
No.
a clip of the video, and then we'll.
No.
Yeah, this is Wait, I mean, you have to see.
Good morning.
Wait.
I did stay another.
Here we go.
Good morning. I did stay another night. Boy, was
Good
it.
job.
This fine hotel has a whirlpool tub. The jets no longer work, but I'm still sitting in a big tub. Actually, to be fair, I think they just removed the switch. It's probably a safety hazard.
And then I'm going to.
I left Santa Cruz yesterday morning.
He goes off on this rant. You forget his head's just sticking out of the tub.
Took a bunch of video and
All right, so I'll turn it off.
So yes, so I had created this little web series called The Gingers. That was like a 5-episode, 6-episode thing back before YouTube was what it was. And I thought, well, let me create a little web series for myself.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, I just had the bug where if I would go on a trip somewhere, I think, let me just shoot it. Just because I've got,
It's a wonderful idea.
I have friends on the West Coast, I have friends on the East Coast, I have friends in the middle of the country. So why not just sort of have fun? And
but your sense of humor is exceptional. I mean, some people can get on there and be like, okay, so he's safe. Let me get off here now. But you take it the whole extra step.
I try, and I try to do set decoration where it's like, okay, if I'm in the tub, I've got to have a couple of, the shampoo right behind me so you can see it. Is there a little plant I can do? So I try really, really hard.
The set design is one thing, but you're hilarious. I mean, I watched all of them. I watched all of them a couple of times. I share, I comment because, I would love to see you take it the next level and write. And actually, I think you'd be a wonderful director. Do you have any dreams of directing, theater?
I have directed one play.
Yeah.
Again, that same theater.
Because you're so knowledgeable.
They gave me the opportunity, and it was a real eye-opener too. Again, how do you talk to other actors? How do you take your vision of the piece, but still work within what they're bringing? You don't want to squash what they have.
Yeah.
You just want it to sort of still tell the story in the vision that you have. And so, even doing these little videos, again, that's an example of how I keep learning, because as soon as you shoot them, then you've got to sometimes learn how to edit them.
Yeah, you got to edit them. What are you going to do with the information? What are you going to do with this thing now? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's really changed my mind. It's helped me figure out camera angles, what good lighting is, just all those little things that I think as an actor, when you get on set, are only going to help serve you, because you'll be able to, I did one of the first shows that I did when I moved back. I got cast on a show called 10 Days in the Valley with
don't ask me.
the closer.
Oh, the closer.
Kira Sedgwick.
Yeah.
I played Malcolm Jamal Warner's husband.
Wow.
We had a phone call. We never met,
Right.
but we had a phone call, and I just knew from my experience that I'm getting the kids in the car, but I needed to shut the car door and let it slam so that sound wouldn't say to me, I need a clear line. So I slammed the door, then said my line. So it's those little things.
Yeah, but you knew that. You automatically.
Because as you start shooting your own stuff, you're like, oh shoot, I didn't shoot any, room tone.
Yeah.
I have nothing to edit with. I have nothing to. So you're learning all this.
Oh yeah.
But we can learn this too just by doing. Create your own projects.
Well, Lee's group, really, I find the people, the seasoned actors like yourself and Lee, like I go and they read a script, and I might have something to offer now and then if I even understand it. Like half the time I'm like,
She's a riot.
I'm funny to get
a riot. Never fails.
No, but I don't mean in the actors end. I mean the dissecting the script end. You and Lee. I mean, you guys, you're like, maybe if you do this and maybe you do that and this would be better. And I'm thinking, oh my God, they're so on the money. But I never think of this. I never think of this stuff.
And that's why I actually have become a huge
You'd be a great director.
These writer-actor groups, I never thought, okay, well, I'll go and maybe you get to read different characters that you would never read. You get to play a female. You get to play, 60.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Laura Kelly, my favorite video of him is swimming in the bathtub. Me too. Oh my God.
Laura was talking to you today. Yeah,
Laura.
I went to a conference in
Me too.
no, it's a different tub.
I watched the video.
Oh, okay.
I know which one he swims in a small tub. He comes down, he goes back up. I watched every video.
It was at a resort in San Diego. This massive tub in my room, and I was like, oh, I have to shoot a video about it. But doing the Writers Actors Lab, when I first went, I would go and then I would just listen to, I'd just be paying attention to the actors.
Yeah.
And like, oh, would I said it that way? Is that the right character? And then all of a sudden they get to the critique and people would be saying, I'm not really sure what the tone of the world is. I don't really know if we're at the right arc. And I was
like, what the heck is an arc?
I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't even remember that happened.
Yeah,
what
when
are you
did that
talking
happen?
about? And it's taken all this time. I think you've
How many
only been in
years?
the group now.
A year and 3 months.
I'm probably, if I started in mid 2016, 3 years.
Yeah.
It takes that time to all of a sudden really be able to go, oh,
yeah,
I'm not seeing this connection. I don't know what the flaw of the character is. I don't really know what they're fighting for. I don't know what their obstacles are.
How do you feel like you got out of the story? I went to this We Make Movies
Yep.
last night and we watched a film and I said, oh, this this stuff completely took me out of the story.
Mm.
But it was the first time, you know, even all this film stuff and making films and everything,
Right.
that right then and there, you know, I was like, oh, this practice of Lee's has really helped me with critique. With Lee's group on top of everything else.
And I've got to tell you, as an actor, now when I read a script, because again, I'm a huge proponent of connecting with AFI, their conservatory there, because their students are always needing, you know, actors for their films. So when they send me their short script, I'm now able to look at it in a whole different light and go, is this something that works?
Yeah.
Or could work?
Yeah.
Because it's not like, oh, that's a character I want to play. But if the story doesn't work, or we're not telling something, or not, you know, expressing something, then why be part of that?
Yeah, just writing something for writing's sake. You know what I mean? Like, okay, these two girls, you know, they, I don't know, there was a couple of stories I was like, I mean, okay, this is something that happens every day, but is this drama? Is this TV?
Yeah.
No, not necessarily.
Do I feel connected emotionally to any
Yeah.
of these characters, or do I just hate them all, and do I want to even watch a 10-minute short? Do I still even want to get to the end of 10 minutes?
Yeah. And also another thing that is really interesting too is people think you write it, you put it out there and you make it. But in these workshops that you and I go to, these people work on the same scene sometimes for a year before it's right.
Yeah.
It's blows my mind. That's the depth of the work that has to go into
And
a
the
piece.
dedication, the
And the
constant.
dedication.
And they're working on multiple pieces, so they might hit a wall after they've had a critique, and then go, okay, I'm putting that on the shelf.
Yeah.
And then, but because we keep going back,
Yeah.
there are pieces that they brought back, and we now even can remember and go, oh, I remember this piece.
I can finally remember because
Yes.
it's a whole year. I'm
Yes.
like, we are still on the same scene.
But it changes your memory.
And
Which
I love
memory
the
is such a
character.
thing. You
I
know,
love
but-
Berta. I love Berta, this one character. You know who I'm talking
Yes,
about?
Max.
I'm like, if
Yes.
you don't let me be Berta in your play,
Yeah.
this piece is phenomenal.
And out of Wall, I actually got to shoot a whole
Yeah.
web series. There was Chris Desmond
wait.
Films.
Yeah, oh wow.
He
Why
had,
does that sound familiar, Chris Desmond?
you know, Chris.
Yeah. I'm like, what an airhead.
But he came in. It was Compton Abbey is the name of the web
Compton
series. You
Abbey.
can find it online.
Oh,
He'd been bringing it in, and
So
finally
good.
he had that sort of thing in his body that said, "Let's do
It's
this."
time. It's time to just shoot it. Do you have to go, Julia? Julia has a class. We're at Mount St. Mary's University.
Oh my
This class is going on. No, we're not going.
All right.
We're not going.
So anyway, and again, it's also the big key that you always talk about for actors is networking. And I always thought that was so fake and false. And go to a cocktail party and here's my card. But this works for me.
Yeah.
Going to a Monday night group and then you gradually meet. I would not be doing this if I had not gone.
It's changed
to
my
Monday
time
night.
in LA. It's been amazing.
Yeah. So it's just
completely
I
different
highly
experience.
recommend stop saying no, get out there, commit to things. Now, you know, you having Leon and Jason, I'm envious of them. I feel like they have had careers that have just really had longevity, whereas I'm sort of in and out, and I'm trying to be in right now.
Oh my God, you're so amazing. And you're younger than them too, don't forget.
Yes, but I also feel like
they have 10 years on you. I mean, that's a lot of work.
I do feel like my career is sort of the typical actor where I'm still getting the co-star roles here and there, and that
Lee's phenomenal.
Yeah,
my God.
I mean, we can't compare.
She's done play after play after play. I mean, she blows my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, her acting ability just, she doesn't know how starstruck I am.
Oh, I can tell.
You too. I know.
I can totally tell. And actually, I recognized her when I went to the orientation. I saw her face and I was like, I know her. Because I was a TV addict. I watched TV all the time. Oh my gosh.
My God.
And so I didn't know where from.
Forget it. I told her the same thing.
I knew. I just
thing.
knew innately. And then I was like, I have to.
Forget it.
I have to meet her.
Oh,
and then,
my God, I can't believe
the first time she directed me at Wall in a scene, I was like, just do it right. Just whatever she says, just do it.
My first day in that thing, she directed me, and the play was hysterical.
Yeah.
And she don't mess around either.
And she's a good writer.
She's not result-oriented, but she gets you to do. She's a blows my mind writer.
Yeah.
We're pumping you up, Lee. You better be one of those 7 that was. But truly, just like my brother, Harry, who doesn't get excited over anything I do. Nothing. Watch the Lee Garlington show, and he goes, "Oh my God!" As soon as I saw her, I knew her from TV. So now I'm finally in with my brother because he feels like I know at least one person that's famous.
Yeah.
So, Harry, I made it because too funny, right?
Yeah.
Too funny.
I do have a little piece of news that I can share. It can be a scoop on Dina.
Oh my God, exclusive scoop. Please, please, please.
My membership application was just approved. I am now a member of the Television Academy.
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. And you say, I'm just this little, yes. Kevin.
Which for people who don't understand, that's the Emmys.
Yeah.
So I had always thought you had to be nominated in order to be, and then a friend of mine was like, no, you can actually, based on, your credits and where you are in your career, you can apply, and if they accept you, then now I can start to go to some fun events and screenings. And
I did the cater waiter events. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So on the other end, they're a lot of fun. And then you want to talk networking.
Yeah.
Once you get in the, what is it called? I don't even know what it's called. I forgot already.
The Television Academy?
Television Academy.
Yeah.
The parties are phenomenal. The networking is amazing. I actually, believe it or not, Dina 6 TV is I'm eligible for the Academy through producer because I produced all year long.
Now, are you able to submit
Livestream
yourself?
TV, I am.
Okay, because if you weren't, I could do it.
Oh my God, see? So
this is why it's important to know people.
This is why it's important. Because let me tell you, I used to isolate big time. I really was my own worst enemies with my career because I hated going out. And I had to say, and I want to get back to you, this is not about me. I had to start to say yes and do everything and get out there because there was a lot of lost missed opportunities for me. People invited me to parties for years. And my career probably, who knows where my career could have been by now if I would have, but it is what it is. And here we are today. But I finally said the same as you, I'm going to get out there and I'm just going to say yes. Actually, it was in 2002 when I said, I'm not going to say no anymore. And it's really been mind-blowing.
Because it is business. And this is what I try to relate to the students now, that we all come into this and we're like, I take an acting class once a week and then I do whatever. Okay, if you owned a restaurant, you'd be at that restaurant at least 12 hours a day, every day of the week to make it work. And that's what we as actors have to start to devote. I mean, we all need the side jobs. We all got to pay the bills. Yeah. But you've got to push yourself.
You have to push yourself.
Got to push it and treat it like a job. It's show business.
So many people, I hear these young adults, people come to LA with broken dreams because they come for 1 year. They think they're going to come in and for 1 year, they do one acting class and because they do a little central casting, they do background work. And because they haven't hit it big, they're back out, and really, and if anybody knows anything about anything, it's 10 years to master anything.
Or 10,000 hours, yes.
10,000 hours, 10 years. It's
when I got out of college before I did Saved by the Bell, I was 3 seasons. I was a background person on Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Wow.
And I learned so much from being on the set, understanding the terminology.
For 3 years,
3 years.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those school shows. So it's like we always had a core group of students. And once I got in that group, I would be working 3, 4, sometimes 5 days a week.
Yeah. Yeah. So. I mean, we Monday we do acting league. Tuesday I've been going to this every other week group. Wednesday I join We Make Movies. Friday I'm doing my show. Sunday I have school. I'm like,
I don't know how you do it.
Well, that's because I stopped dating. I mean, that's why.
I do have to say I'm incredibly envious because as we were talking about a YouTube channel, to see that you just took this and ran with it.
My friend said, Dina, and she was about the 5th person. She said, you should have a show. And I said, well, how do you start? How do you start something like this? She said, you know what you do? You get on and you make your first video. I put my phone like this. It wasn't even like this. I talked about lipstick.
I watched the first one just yesterday. And I remember actually telling you too, after one of the ones that you did, I said, Dina, we need more of you.
Yeah, you told me, and Ada, everybody.
But I was like, where's she?
Yeah.
It's all this content, but I want to see you.
I didn't want to see me. I felt like a maniac, and I'm tired to hear my voice. And everybody was like, we want to see Dina. I'm like, all right, I'll force myself to get back on. And that's all I did is I put one video up. I talked about, I don't even know about lipstick. This lady taught me to push this lipstick that I was going to sell. I don't just sell lipstick. And all these topics, and it evolves. It just evolves. And I had always wanted my entire life to have an interview show, and here we are. And it brings tears to my eyes because here we are, and now I have an interview. Since I'm a young girl, I wanted to.
You do it well. I mean, it's not
I
easy.
interrupt
It
everybody.
is, no, it is not easy, and I think you handled it beautifully, so.
Because I love you and I'm interested in the people that I talk, that I talk to.
So I'd be interested to see how you would
Mm.
handle someone that you weren't in love with.
Well, the only, I mean,
Because it's gonna happen.
because it's easy. A lot of people don't like me. You're darn right it's gonna happen. I mean, and we'll say, the first time interview goes bad. I mean, but that's the whole deal is going both, seeing it in all different types of lights.
And you're live, so it's not like
Live.
you could go, oh, that was a really bad
Oh, we
one.
were
We're not
18
gonna
minutes late
broadcast
because
that."
I downloaded my 2012 computer and couldn't get the Google up. I mean, if anything else could go wrong, I was in tears, almost passed out. My wonderful Julia and Kevin were supporting me because
That's a bumper sticker. I couldn't get the Google up.
I couldn't get the Google up. And then they had the bright idea, turning the computer off, forget it. That was all she wrote.
So now because I can't see without my glasses. How many
Yeah.
people do we have?
We have 4 people and somebody liked it. This is the best one yet. We had 7 people at one time. And look at all these commented. Look at all these people that
Do we have
commented.
to answer anything?
Oh, no, because we didn't answer. Do we act like we we didn't
We're
pay
not
attention to
ignoring it. We were
anybody.
just enjoying ourselves so much.
We
I'm
were just
sorry.
enjoying ourselves. So Kevin, Julia,
Yes.
didn't you have a question for Kevin? Do you have a couple questions for Kevin? She
Well,
actually wrote them
we
down.
pretty much,
Did you?
talked about everything. I just wanted to ask because I looked at your qualifications.
You want to sit over here? You want to sit
She's
over
so
here?
didn't
She
want to
doesn't.
come.
She
does
won't get
not
on the
wanna come
camera. I
She's-
forced her on the camera.
She's gorgeous. You saw her at her
She's a
beginning.
podcast
Gorgeous.
girl. Stunning.
I read 2 things, and I'm just very curious about this. I read that with dancing that you have ballet experience.
That's from the American Academy of Dramatic Art. That was one of the classes was movement. And when I went to NYU, you know what my movement class was? Mom.
Oh,
And that immediately was like, and
and you're paying $5,000 a credit.
$18 a year back then. In
Wow.
the voice class, they had us lay on the ground, put our heads and reach through a straw. I mean, the things that, and I said
I
to
would
them,
have got an anxiety attack doing that.
I said to them, when exactly do we look at the script? And they said, oh no, the first
When
year,
I
It's
know, I
about
heard that about
paring
NYU.
down. We need to pare the the layers down so that, and I thought, I can afford this.
I can't
I can't
afford
afford
to
to
pare
wait.
down.
So,
I heard it was like that. First year, nothing.
yeah.
No equipment. You get your hands on no equipment, nothing. It's all academics.
Yeah.
All
So
theory.
for the ballet, I mean, they would rotate it so that we did a little bit of tap, we did ballet, we did
That's
jazz.
pretty good, though.
Yeah.
That is great. And then I saw that you can speak German, because I'm German.
You got the only German
I have
girl.
to say very little.
Yeah.
And the only reason that I am German. Everybody thinks that I'm Irish, but my background is
Yeah, you're
German.
German, yeah.
I did a play called it's about Beethoven. It's not going to
Don't
come
look
to
at
me.
me.
But I played his assistant, and he was German, and so I had to develop the German
Yeah.
accent. And so it's really more of an accent than
Oh, you
speaking
it's
it.
German accent, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine it says on there German? You get the one German person that lives in Germany.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect.
Major fail.
No, but I was just curious.
We'll take it up. We'll cut it. We'll cut it.
Accent work is hard, right? And
It
I
is,
know-
and I'm not good at it. I don't know how about you.
Jersey, that's it.
Again, in college, I'm one of those people that literally does have to, I learned the phonetic alphabet, and then the way you learn accents is that you do vowel and consonant substitutions.
Oh, wow.
So you literally can break it down technically to learn an accent. I am not really good with just hearing something and going, oh, I've got that.
Yeah.
I have to really break it down and go, okay, well, this vowel should sound like this, that should sound like that. I did a play reading the other day, and I don't know why they picked me, but they wanted me to come in as this 70-year-old Italian opera singer.
Well, you look like an opera singer. You do. You look like an opera singer.
70?
Well, no, not 70. No, 70
But
is
anyway,
ridiculous.
I just, I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
oh
just-
my
I
God.
take it back.
And I studied all night long. I mean, this is what it comes down to too, is that you've got to have those resources available to you. So that I
Right.
was studying and studying and studying. And when I
Wow.
came in the next day to do it,
Yeah.
it was just going to be for the class. They just wanted to hear the piece.
Oh, yeah.
You
it's
just
a
got to
class,
go, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
And I did start before we started, and I said, I worked on this last night. I'll apologize now, but we're going. And I was amazed that once I just committed, it all worked.
Wow.
So it's, you know,
Wow.
but it's not I know people that can just turn them on and off, and I'm like, it's a little.
But it's interesting. I didn't know that, that there's like a technical.
I know.
Yeah.
Working on it. Everybody thought you were just like listening to it and then just repeating, and just watch as many, videos or hear people talk as you can, and then all of a sudden it just works out. But
Which some
agree.
some people it totally can work, that they just rehearse it and they have a great ear. But I have to technically sit down and do it.
I'm not good at acting.
No. Everything else, we talked about actually. So I don't know. Just like what was your favorite role that you did, or favorite show? Because you've been on a lot of different other stuff too.
A lot.
Lines shortly, and then out to Vegas.
What was my favorite? It's hard because each one is different, and each one in the therapy, we all got to know each other.
Wow.
And we just had such a great time hanging out with each other. I have to say, Monday, so excited when they came to me and they said it's a big scene. Wow. And they had all these stunt people that they had hired in, and then they put it not for my role. Wow. And so they came to me and said, this is what we sort of need you to do. How do you feel about that? And I said, absolutely.
Wow. But you can't tell us what you do.
Are you sure? And I said, I grew up watching Jack Tripper on Three's Company, constantly falling over the sofa. I mean, I used to practice.
Jack's Trip, yeah.
Tripping myself.
I love physical comedy. Are you kidding me? It's my favorite.
So when they said, do you want to do it? I said, absolutely.
Oh my God, it'd be fantastic. You know what I'd like to see you do? I Love Lucy. You'd be fantastic. I think it would be great. I'll play Ricky, you play Lucy.
Perfect.
Wouldn't that be awesome if we did a play?
Yes.
I think it'd be phenomenal.
So and then in terms of theater, I'd have to say the solo show that I did. Mm-hmm. Absolute favorite.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Where can I see that on?
On HBO, the original guy who did it in New York City, off Broadway.
Has it on HBO?
Has it on HBO.
Oh, I'm going to look it up. I'll watch it tonight. I looked for it, but I didn't. I thought they might have it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Fantastic. No. Wow. Well, Kevin, thank you so much. I'm trying to keep it only an hour because, look, I mean, we could sit here and talk all night. We'll just turn it off and talk. But we'll
talk on Monday.
Yeah, we'll talk on Monday. I'll see you again on Monday. I'm super thrilled. I'm just so excited, and just my heart is full that you came on, and you've been so accessible, and you're such an example to me what a working actor is supposed to be like, and the contribution that you give. And it's so true. The more somebody works, the more humble they are, like you. You're a doll. Super, super sweet. So hug me, darling.
I absolutely adore you.
And let's hug this way, so this way you can get more camera time, as we said. Thank you. Say goodbye.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Ciao. Thank you, darling. It's an hour.